Okay, so I made this this little vanity mirror probably about a month ago, I guess, and had a few questions on the legs, how I made them. This is all made out of a 2x4, and the legs, I don't know if you can see it or not. Probably not. Anyway, it's just thin strips. There we go. Thin strips of a 2x4 that I just laminated together. And I made them using a form that I cut from the same 2x4. Now, this is not how I originally clamped it up. This is just an idea I had on how to do it better, and it didn't exactly work. Not like I had hoped. When I originally did them, I had a bunch of different clamps squeezing it together, and really can't tell looking at this, but the one side did not get as close as I had hoped it would. This side pinched together really tight, and this side I could only get it probably about that close. There was still, I just couldn't close it. I don't know if it's because I was working too slow to clamp it up or what, but the one side I just could not get to close all the way. So came up with this idea. Just a little turn screw. There's actually a car jack that I stole this screw from. But when I would clamp it, what would happen is it would get tight, and then because I got the screw below the pipes, the top would spread apart, and everything would pop up. So now I have a new idea, kind of along the same track as this, just adding a little bit more help to it, and that's what I'm making now. Okay, so what I've done, I just cut a piece of 2x4 down. The size really doesn't matter because this is just a mock-up, I guess, a test, if you will. I cut, instead of using a 2x4 to make my strips like I did on the original legs, I had this piece of warped little, I guess, 1/4 inch plywood, whatever. One thing I didn't think of is because it's actually thicker than the strips that I cut out of the 2x4, I'm only going to use 2 for this test. Maybe 3. I don't know. My only problem is I think they might be too stiff to actually get that much of a bend because they're so thick. So I'll use 2. So what I'm doing is, my original one had a screw on the bottom so I could turn it. But like I said, whenever it would get tight, it would just open up at the top. So what I'm doing is adding a second screw above to help draw it in, squeeze everything together. That's my theory, at least, so far. So, let's give it a shot, see what we get. This time of year really doesn't agree with me. All the allergies and everything. Okay, so I've let this dry overnight, which is more time than I gave the original ones. I'm going to let them dry just a couple hours. I already know I got to change how I got this set up. I need to use a harder wood, and I think I'm going to change the way I use these too. So let's take it apart, see what we got. And these are just jacks from, I want to say a Nissan. That's from a Nissan, that's from a Honda, I believe. I don't know. And it worked out really good. I think it would have been better if I had used the 2x4, but this was just pretty much just an experiment, just to see if this idea was feasible. I like it. Definitely room for improvement. So, but yeah, I can see myself doing more things like this. Anyway, just another idea on how to do it. Let me know what you think.